morning, everybody. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Hope you are all well. Today is like a spring day. I think summer's coming. Um, the sun is shining. It is a bit nippy outside, but it's warm in the sun. So, yeah. What are we up to today? Well, today is the day that we start the competition, right? If you haven't seen it already, if you watch this replay, make sure that you get involved in this competition if you want the treats that I make. So today is the first day of the competition. I am making in celebration of Heritage Month, which is our Heritage Day is on the 24th of September. It is the day that South Africa celebrates being a rainbow nation and that we are so diverse and we've got many different cultures. And so what I'm going to do today is Koeksisters. Now, bearing in mind, I have never made any of these desserts. I don't know why, but I have never made any of this stuff. Maybe because it's not chocolate. I like to do stuff that's got chocolate in it. So I've never made Koeksisters. I've never made milk tart. Milk tart is not my favorite dessert. So that's also why I have never made milk tart. I don't particularly like it. But I'll make it in honor of Heritage Month. Koeksisters I've never heard of before, but apparently is a traditional South African dessert. Clearly, most of the desserts are they come from like very far off, like from when the settlers came and stuff like that. And then Malva pudding is the last one that we're going to do, which I have eaten and I do like, but I've never made. So as usual, I'm always doing stuff that I've never made before or never done before on my stream, which makes for good content, right? To see if it flops or not, or if it works or if it doesn't. But yeah, so today is the first day of the competition. So if you haven't heard already, if you're not following me on my Facebook and my socials, you should know. If you are following me on everywhere, you should know by now that, and I've been speaking about it on my lives every live for the last 2 to 3 weeks, is that today I'm making Koeksisters. If you want these Koeksisters, if you want these Koeksisters, if you want to be able to come and collect these Koeksisters and take them home with you to enjoy, you need to like and subscribe to my channel. Please share this competition with people. Like and subscribe. I'm trying to get my subscriber. Oh, that's another thing. Today, it's my YouTube birthday, which is pretty fitting considering it was this month last year that I started my YouTube channel and I started doing recordings on YouTube. And it was a very slow start because I didn't know what I was doing. And it was extremely daunting, and doing recordings takes a lot more effort. I have to say, doing recordings takes way more effort than doing a live. A live, it's a once-off. I do it, it's done, it gets recorded. Doesn't matter what happens in it, whether there's a flop or not. So I'm happy with that. But not only is it my 1-year anniversary on YouTube, but last night I hit 100 subscribers. Yay! Only 900 to go to get to 1,000. My channel is not about trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I just make it as a joke. I say it as a joke. I mean, obviously, any YouTuber, anyone who's doing stuff on YouTube wants to get it to the state that they say where you get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours so that you can start monetizing your channel. but that's not the intention of my channel. My channel is to teach and to expose my baking business and all the other things that I do. So like my intro that I did, you know, video editing and all that kind of stuff. So as a graphic designer, so this is just, YouTube is just there for exposure and stuff. But I'm super excited that I got to 100 literally in the month that I have been on YouTube for a year. So that's pretty cool. So I'm hoping that we're going to start getting more exposure and that more and more people start subscribing. That's the whole point of the competition, is to try and get my YouTube subscriptions up. So please make sure that you subscribe. Press that subscribe button, press the notification button so that you can get notifications for when I am live. I am live on a Wednesday and Friday every week at 9:30 a.m. until about 12. Sometimes longer, sometimes shorter, but it's always at 9:30 Wednesday and Friday. And then I try and upload videos where I can. So today, the Koeksisters. So what's the competition? Today, next week Wednesday, the Wednesday after, and the Wednesday after that, there are 4 different desserts going out this month. We have discussed. If you want to win one of those desserts, you need to come into my channel while I am chatting like I am now, while I am busy baking, like I'm going to be. You need to come in and you need to say hello to me in the chat. Make sure you chat. Say hello and say, I want to win this. Unfortunately, you need to be in Cape Town. You need to be in the Cape Town area, preferably Tableview, Blouberg, the surrounds, you know, not out in Strand, because I'm not going to get that far. Then you definitely need to come and collect. But if you want to win what I'm baking today and next week Wednesday and any of the Wednesdays this month, you need to come in. Make sure you've subscribed to my channel. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. But you need to come in and say, I want to win this. I don't know that you've entered unless you've done that, because I need to be able to see your name to be able to contact you and tell you that you can come and collect and where you can come and collect and that you won. Some of these desserts make multiple. So like the Koeksisters, apparently it's meant to make 36 of them. I'm not going to give all 36 to one person. 36 I will probably end up dividing, and if there's more than one of you coming in to say you want to win, then more than one of you might actually win. So that would be cool. So if more than one of you come in and say I want to win, so we will just split the 36 over however many there are. Obviously I'm not going to get, can't see me getting 36, so you're not going to get one Koeksister. You're probably going to get like a batch of 6 or something, but 36 is quite a lot. So the Malva pudding and the milk tarts, I'm not sure how many they make, depending on the size of the pie dish. So it could be 1 or could be 2. So then I'll be able to give 1 or 2 away. So it just all depends on, like next week again, it's going to make multiple, a lot of them. So I will let go of a few. So please make sure you chat to me and you say you want to win. Because I don't want to keep this food. Please, I don't want to keep this food. I need you to come in and you say you want it so that you can take it away. Anyway, let's get on with what we are making today. Let me put my mask on. Okay, so I hope you can hear me through the mask. So apparently it's a good idea to do the syrup the day before, but there is a way that you can make it cool down quicker. So I have a bowl of a bowl of ice that I've just I put a whole bunch of ice in there to try and get my sugar syrup to cool down way quicker. So because obviously what's the point of me doing this live if I have made stuff the day before? So sorry, I didn't realize that you could still see. my equipment. Let me just move that a little bit more that way. Okay. So yeah. So first off, I'm gonna do the syrup so that I can then put it into a tub of ice to cool down. Apparently, it needs to be super chilled. So that's what I'm going to do. One of the suggestions was to actually put it in a bowl of ice because I don't want to be waiting long periods of time for anything. Obviously, because I can't be here for long periods of time. So we're going to try and speed things up. Okay. So first things first, we're going to move over to the stove and we're going to make some of the syrup. So it's quite a lot. I'm actually shocked at the amount of syrup it is. So I'm going to go with my bigger pot because it's 4 cups of sugar and almost a liter of water, so it's quite a lot. I'm pretty sure it's going to reduce. It'll reduce down to quite a minimal amount, but yeah, I think the bigger pan pot will work better. Okay, so we're going to do 4 cups of sugar, 3.5 cups of water. Sugar's nice and lumpy, not why. Oh, goodness. Can I put some music on? I had to switch my music on so I could do my intro. There we go. Let's put some music on so that you don't have to hear the dustbins being collected outside. Can you? Oh, no, you can't. You can't hear the dustbins. That's awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's get some water. I'm just gonna put it in the jug. So we want 2.5 cups of sugar. And yes, I'm following the recipe. When I do things for the first time, I definitely follow the recipe. I do not follow the recipe. Especially when I've never done it before. Okay. What did I say? Place ingredients for the syrup. All of the ingredients. Okay. So that's, we're going to put sugar, syrup, a cinnamon stick. They say that for an extra twist, you can put a ginger root in. I'm not going to do that. Oh, okay, my cinnamon sticks have broken up, so I'm just going to put a couple in. Cinnamon stick. And then a tablespoon of lemon juice. Tablespoon of lemon juice. And then half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. Cream of tartar is very similar to cornstarch and all of that. It's a thickener. And it's a thickener and a stabilizer. Half a teaspoon, not a whole teaspoon. Hold on. Half a teaspoon. Where's my half teaspoon? There's one. Almost put a whole teaspoon in there. Half a teaspoon. Yeah, you generally don't need a lot of, of a stabilizer. And then, yeah, okay. So that's what we're going to do to make our shiny sugar sauce that we're going to drown our Koeksisters in. So we're doing this first because we need it to cool down, and I'm going to put it on ice, literally put it on ice to get it to cool down very quickly. It's very interesting on how this is done. I'm actually finding this extremely interesting on how this is made. That you okay, so I'm just going to switch cameras, and I'm going to move over to my stove, which has now got far too much light. What's going on there? Sure, so much light. The sun is shining through the window, that's the reason. Sure. Should I change angles? Let's see if I change angles, if it's going to be any better, because there's no point in you not being able to see anything. Why is it so bright? It's not overexposed. Sure. There we go. That's fine. Okay, let me move it back to where it was so that you can get a better angle. Sorry, guys. I think something got touched. Can you see if it got touched again? I want you to be able to see. There we go. Okay. So we've got this new contraption. It's quite cool, but yeah, it's the first time I'm using it. So I've got to be careful that the camera doesn't get dropped in. I know, man, I had the angle and everything earlier. And now crumble. There we go. Is that better? Yes. Now we can see. What? Sure, I had it at the right angle and everything. Not sure what happened there. Okay, so we're going to bring this to the boil. And put some stuff around me so that I can see certain things. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring that to the boil and boil it for a minute. Reduce and simmer for 10. Okay, interesting. So what I find interesting is that obviously we're not going to look for softball stage or anything like that, because we're not making fudge or anything, but we're looking for a syrup. So we can't make it, you've got to turn the heat down because you want it to simmer and cook and reduce, but we don't want it to get to the point where it's got softball stage where it goes hard. Because obviously you still want it soft also around the Koeksister. Okay, and then we're going to do the dry ingredients for the dough, rubbing the batter until the mixture resembles coarse crumbs. Beat together the eggs and milk and add dry ingredients. Okay, so while that's busy coming to the boil, I'm going to just put my dry ingredients in the meantime into a bowl. So we need 4 cups. 4 cups. I feel like this is going to make way more than 36. How big are the cooks supposed to be? Like, I don't know if it's meant to be what, 5 centimeters big. I'm not sure. So 1, 2, 3. So the beauty of having all multiple cameras is that I can see what's going on my screen while I'm working here. Over there. Which really is cool. Half a teaspoon of salt. Oh, I can hear it. There we go. It's slowly coming up. I'm on my hottest stove top. So it should come to the boil quite quickly. I'm possibly going to have to move it over though for the simmering because I want it to simmer, not burn and boil. Boil and burn. Like a cloud of sugar. You can see it slowly coming to the boil. Okay, so we're going to leave this to simmer for 10 minutes. I don't know if this is low enough for it to just simmer. I'm assuming this is going to get quite thick. And the whole thing is apparently to, the reason why I've got the tray and everything right here is because we're going to be back here. Apparently what we do is, we literally cook the Koeksister, and straight from the oil we dip into the syrup and then onto the tray to cool. It needs to be hot and in the syrup, so that's going to be interesting. So okay, so 4 teaspoons of baking. I'm watching it over here so that I don't now I've got it so that it's not, it is simmering. Maybe, I must boil it for a minute. Hold on, let me get it up and boil it for a minute. There we go. So for 1 minute. Okay, then we're going to turn it down and let it simmer for 10. It's steaming here. Steaming. Steaming. And then we're going to leave that to simmer like that. 10 minutes. Huh? 10 minutes. Okay, so what are we at? 4 teaspoons. There you go. They're coming. They're coming. Did you go on there and say I want to win them? Only 1 tablespoon of sugar. Okay. I took 1 more this morning because I need milk for. I quickly ran to the shop. Okay, and then a 1/4 cup of butter. 1/4 cup. That's not a lot of butter. Not a lot of butter. I hate it when the recipe calls for you to have a 1/4 cup of butter, because it's incredibly difficult to work out what a 1/4 cup is. You've got to have soft butter. You're gonna have to squash it in there to get your 1/4 cup. It's so much better. Something like this needs to be on grammage. Not on a 1/4 cup. So yeah, it just makes it that little bit more difficult to try and measure out and stuff. Like, I understand doing flour and sugar in a cup and stuff because you can actually pick it up and measure it. But yeah, this on the other hand is something else. Okay, so so there's not a lot of butter. We're going to rub it in. And we're going to, okay, so yeah, so we're going to rub this all together. I've got no winners on. And then we're going to make it into like a nice crust. I'll swap over for a couple of minutes so that you can see what's potting here. So you can see, I'm just going to rub this in like this so that you know what, I need to switch my phone on silent so that people don't phone me while I'm doing this. Okay, so this is basically what I'm doing here. I'm just rubbing it all in until we get like this nice crumb situation. Because so we're gonna have a time where I'm gonna have to sit and talk to everybody and just talk nonsense. Because this needs at least 15 minutes of resting time before we start kneading it and rolling it and stuff. So they said 15 minutes. Hold on. Turn the dough on the floured surface, knead gently for 2 to 3 minutes, and return to the bowl. Cover and chill. Various recipes say anything between 15 minutes and overnight. So I'm going to go with 15 minutes because of time constraints. And then we can roll out and make our little plats. And the sugar has 5 more minutes. Okay, and then we're going to, not all the butter is mixed in yet. I've still got big lumps. But just pretty much crumb consistency. Okay. I'm going to wash my hands. Okay, so then we're going to put 2 eggs and half a cup of milk into a jug. Two eggs. So we're gonna mix up 2 eggs. Right. Half a cup of milk in there, and half a cup of water. Okay. Beat the eggs and milk together and try to add in as much water as necessary to make the dough. Okay. Okay, so before I do this, I'm gonna just make sure that the sugar's ready before I continue this. So let's check on that. That's looking good. We've got about 2 minutes left of that. So, and chill overnight, okay, but like I say, we're going to put it in a bowl. We're going to, I'm going to, one of the suggestions was to pop it into a glass bowl. I'm going to so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a glass bowl in here to get this to be nice and cool. I might actually just put more ice in to steady it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that in here, and then that's how we're going to get it to cool down. Right. So yeah, one of the suggestions that I saw was to pour half of it. Let's wait for it to cool, to stop bubbling, or else I will burn really badly. So the suggestion was to put half the syrup in a bowl of ice, and the other in the freezer, so that whatever you needed straight away, and then the rest will be sitting in the deep freeze, cooling. But that could land up being an issue. I'm going to have to keep this close by me so that I can see what's going on. I'm just going to pack some more ice, because obviously this ice is going to melt as it goes. You know what? I've been silly. Let me do it this way. I'm going to actually put the bowl in first, because I'm scared that this is going to fall over. We're just going to make a big mess here. A big mess of ice. I can put this in here. Oh. No, ice is moving. Close the deep freeze. And my tabletop is going to get the ice. It's okay. You can clean it up. Alright, so let's do it so that it's flat in here. Yeah. And then I'll pack the ice around it to cool down. And then I'll just keep putting ice in as it goes. I could actually do this with a second bowl. Do I have another glass? I do. Another glass bowl so that I can do it with the other one. Oh, and the ice is not supposed to go inside, and it just did. Okay. I'm not going to stick my finger in there because it's going to burn me. Okay. So we're going to leave that to cool. So funny. And then we're going to do another bowl. Another bowl. Do this bowl. Try and do it with the bowl. Right, let's try and get the pass around there. It's possibly what I should have done in the first place. But again, we do these things so that it's, live. Live and learn. So we're going to ice this up as well. We're going to add 2 bowls of sugar syrup cooling down fairly quickly. Hopefully, fairly quickly. Because also I don't particularly want to put my something boiling hot in my deep freeze because it's going to steam and defrost my deep freeze, which is not what I want right now. So we'll put some more in there, which probably should work out to be the rest of it. To keep cool, yes, that works. Right, so we should be able to get all of it cold. Okay, so we've got our two dishes cooling down here. And with the ice making lots of water, cold water, but anyway, hopefully this will work. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to come up with a different plan. The sugar, don't need the sugar. Over. Okay, so what else do I need here? Because I'm going to need this. Okay. I need a dry set. It's not a wet one. Okay. I'm gonna just take a 2 second. Be back now. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to get on with our dough and get that nicely mixed. So we're going to beat that, and okay, so we're going to pour this into here. I like the way that this recipe says to me it's similar to scone dough, and I haven't had much success with scones, so that's going to be a very bit of a difficulty trying to get it to the right consistency. I just know that I should be able to roll this out. Roll it out, and well, not roll it out, but I need to be able to knead it. So it definitely needs more water, but I've got to be careful. So I'm going to just do a little bit at a time. Because I don't want it to be, it's not meant to be a shaggy dough. Shaggy dough, it's not meant to stick to your hands. And I said shaggy dough. Oh, one of these days I need to get a new stool for me to be able to work on, because I can't, because I'm short. I need the extra height, and I broke my stool. It had me stand on it one too many times. So, I don't think it's meant to be too dry. I wonder if I must put a little bit of more. I feel like this might be enough. I need to knead it. I don't know why it needs to, doesn't, no, okay. So we'll just need this. If I need to put more water in, I will put a little bit. But it's sticking to my hand still, so. I'll just knead it until it's nicely combined. I'm going to put a drop of water, like literally a drop. Just for that little bit of extra. I don't think we need to do more than that. I don't have a stool. I'll use my chair. I can get the extra height. Tall people don't understand this problem. Like my husband. He was tall, he doesn't understand that you need this height for the I think this is a good consistency. It's not sticking to me, and I'm able to pick up whatever little crumbs there are. So we knead it for a couple of minutes just so that we can get it nice and smooth. So I think at the end of the day, what gives, I just need to take these off. What gives this that extra sweet, because there's like a whole tablespoon in the dough of sugar. So that's not a lot. But I think it's all about this syrup that makes it so sweet. And I'm not too much, my biggest problem with Koeksisters is I feel like the sugar, the syrup soaks into it so much that all you're doing is biting into sugar, basically. And I don't really like that, so I'm not sure how it's supposed to be, but I feel like this is a pastry, so I want to be able to bite into a pastry. Yes, it's got sugar around it, and it's got, you know, and it's got all the syrup and everything, but I find that sometimes Koeksisters are made and they like when you bite into it, you're actually just biting into like sugar, basically. Okay, so what are we doing? We've done that. So then we're going to return and we're going to cover it and we're going to chill it. Okay, so I'm going to put it in a smaller bowl so I can put it in my fridge. So I'm going to put that in there and I'm going to cover it. They didn't say cover it with what. So I'm just going to cover it with a tea towel, which will do the same thing, really. And we're going to do it, I'm going to leave it in the fridge for 15 minutes and then we'll go from there. If I can find a space in my fridge. Oh no. The fridge is packed, but it's packed. It's just about not much. It just needs to be tidied up. Cool. Have me made. And I get my bowl in. Is the question. Quarter. Okay. Let me get my bowl in. Kind of. That's in. So we're going to put that in there for 15 minutes. I'll clean up. You chat to me. Tell me what's happening in your life. Tell me that you want to win. What do you want to win? Tell me what you want to win. If you want to win. So, oh, the sugar is still quite hot. I might end up putting the sugar into the deep freeze, like they say. I understand why they're saying now that you should do it overnight, but yeah, like I said, the suggestion to speed it up is to put it in an ice bath, basically. But maybe I can put this into the deep freeze. Like that. So my deep freeze is like a super freezer deep freeze. So the syrup is cool enough that it's not steaming. So I didn't want to put it in steaming hot into my deep freeze. So it should be good. Right. So what are we going to need? So I'm going to leave that in the deep freeze for 15 minutes. This is in the deep freeze for 15 minutes. In the fridge for 15 minutes. So we've got another 12 minutes or so. So let's see what we need to do next. So we're going to roll out the dough on a lightly floured surface to a rectangular shape, to about 1/2 centimeter thick. Cut lengthwise into strips, about 4 centimeters wide. Then crosswise into rectangles. Oh, so it's going to be 8 centimeters long. Keeping about 1 centimeter at the top of each end of the rectangle intact, cut into 3 strips. Oh, right. Okay, I get that. Okay. Cut the strips very loosely to allow for rising while frying. Okay. Press the ends together well to seal neatly. Set aside till all the plats are done. Cover with a damp cloth. Okay, so maybe I need to make a damp cloth. Divide the syrup into 2 bowls. Use the first bowl until the syrup starts to warm up, and then use the second bowl. First bowl return to the chill again. Pour enough oil into... So I've got the 2 bowls, so that's cool. Both of them will be cold. And then we're going to pour enough oil into a medium-sized saucepan to come up to 5 centimeters at the sides of the pan, and heat the oil. Now my thing is it deep frying or is it shallow frying? 5 centimeters up. That's only like that much, so it's not. I'm using a smaller, we have a specific pot that we use for frying only, because we find that when there's some kind of frying going on, especially deep frying, like this kind of stuff, it burns the hell out of our pots and destroys them. So we've got some fondue pots that, yeah, they can handle this frying and it's okay. So we only use the fondue pots. So they're not obviously too big. So I'm only probably going to be able to fry like 2 at a time. So it could take a little bit longer than expected, right? Oh no. Okay, so I need to have a damp cloth. So let's do a damp cloth. So take a nice clean cloth and we're going to dampen it. And then I need a tray. Of course. Okay. So I have my damp cloth. I suppose I need a tray for all our Koeksisters to go onto. I must admit, I'm finding this is going to be super interesting because I don't know. Okay, we'll do it on a regular basis. I don't know. You may put this on a regular basis. It's packing away. Don't need so so that they are spare. Because then I'm going to need to use one of these trays, which I'll put some. I think I'm going to put some tissue paper on. Because cleaning one of these is a nightmare because they're so big. So I just put greaseproof paper on, and then it's not much of a mess to clean it. So pop some of that on there. And then basically we'll put them all on here as we plack and roll them. Okay. I wonder if I should put this one in the deep freeze as well. Let's see. It's cooled down a bit so that I can do that. So I've got them both in the deep freeze to be able to cool them down, hopefully fairly quickly. So I don't need any of this other stuff. Let's make some nice space here so that I can roll and work. 5 more minutes. That's my damp cloth that I want to clean the tabletop with it. Because then I'll be able to put my pan. Actually, yeah, that's better. I'm going to put the tray next to me. so let's put all of this back where it belongs. It's always good, like when you're waiting to tidy up and clean up, when you're done, you're not doing this nightmare cleanup, which I hate. I'd rather tidy up while you're here. So when I'm done, there's not much to clean up. That's mostly tidied up. Okay. So, let's put the big tray here, and then I've got this area to work in. Put this tray next to me. And we can put those there. These I need for frying. And that's all wet glove. I need a dry top because I'm going to put flour down here, and then we're going to roll everything out. Ugh. Maybe shouldn't pick things that take a little longer than expected, but anyway, it is what it is. We do what we do. Okay, I've got a nice big roller. Okay, so right. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to roll it out half a centimeter, so it's not very thick, half a centimeter thick. We're going to cut into strips. I'm just going to use my pizza cutter, which that will work amazingly. And then we're going to, okay, oh, now I've got, I've touched something that had blue on it. Okay. So I think the idea is to kind of just let's get all the Koeksisters rolled up and done. I possibly won't do them all on live. I'll do as many as I can on live so we can see how it looks, and then I'll finish up afterwards. Only a couple of more minutes, but it's talk for nonsense. Does nobody want to win? Why doesn't anyone want to talk to me? Sorry, I'm just checking. Some people are sending me messages for orders and quotes and stuff, so I just wanted to make sure no one's in an urgent state. Somebody who wants to come into the live stream has just said that she's still waiting on the live stream. I'm like, just refresh. Somebody wants to win Koeksisters. Just like, I'm waiting for the live to begin. I'm like, it's on and I'm live. I'm live. You just need to refresh. Go back in. Go out and go back in. Yeah, I don't know what she's waiting. She says she's waiting for nothing's happening. So I'm like, okay, because she sent a message on Facebook. Yeah.
Maybe she's waiting for a Facebook live.
Oh, yeah. But it specifically says YouTube.
So wait, you're saying I don't get the Koeksisters?
I don't know how many. There's a lot of Koeksisters left. That's, that's funny. And it's somebody who's actually won a competition with me before.
You know that option that they won? Oh, those two items?
What?
All the way in Stellenbosch.
What? But Stellenbosch is not that far. It depends on which side of Stellenbosch, though.
About 30K.
What do you want?
You want the ramekin set and a deep fryer.
Oh.
And like,
What kind of ramekin set?
No. It's
Not what you're looking for.
No, it wasn't a nice one. There were two.
Oh, okay.
The other one was like really good. This is metal ramekin set.
Oh.
But they only open during the week. Monday to Friday.
Oh.
You gotta be gone weekend.
So far away.
That over the
Yeah, but there's nothing there.
what's in the box.
Nothing.
So you go
There's nothing there at the moment. There's nothing even inside. It's empty. Oh. Okay. Koeksisters. Right, let's get this rolling. Rolling, 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 rolling. Yeah. Oh. Just gonna put a little bit of flour on top. Half a centimeter. Let's see. Where's half a centimeter? Just a little bit more. Yeah, I think we're sitting at around about half a centimeter. I don't want to make it too thin. So we're going to cut strips. Okay, what did they say about 5 centimeters wide, 8. So that's about 5 centimeters. Centimeters wide and then about 8 centimeters long. I might just make them a little bit smaller, more because my pot is not very big. So it's going to be better. I hope I can let's just cut that bit off. I hope I can reuse this dough. So I'm going to go, yeah, it's roughly 8 centimeters. 6 to 8 centimeters. Okay. We'll take that one out and that one out. And then we can do that. And then I'll just re-roll this and and then what they said we're going to cut it into 3s here, just to there. And then we're going to plait it. Interesting. Then we're going to plait it, but we're going to loosely plait it so that they've got space to grow. And then we're going to squash the ends together so that they are sealed. Does that look like a Koeksister? Okay, and I'm going to pop that on my tray. Let's do these ones and then I'll do another lot. And then hopefully by the time I'm done with this, okay, hopefully by the time we're done with this, my syrup is going to be ice cold, because this is not going to work if my syrup is not ice cold. But it should be sitting between an ice bath and in the deep freeze. I feel like it should work. What I didn't know, I've never heard of Koeksisters without the without the K in the middle. I've never seen them, I've never tasted them, I don't know what they're about or anything like that. But what I do find interesting is that it's made with potatoes. So, but it's a dessert. So that's interesting, I find. Super interesting. So I am a South African citizen, but I am Zimbabwean born. So, and I know I've been here most of my life. But I don't know about, I don't know about some of these desserts and stuff that are, very much traditionally South African. So that's why I'm been very interested to see how I never grew up with these kind of desserts besides malva pudding, milk tart, because you can get that readily. But the Koeksisters never heard of before until someone told me the other day, and I was like, okay, that's a good idea. So I think I've got enough on the tray for me to put a damp cloth on now. Put a damp cloth on there while we do this. But they don't need to be absolutely perfect. Just need to look like a little plait. Make it look nice and pretty and presentable. I just want to make sure that you're able. Hello. Yeah, I can see you. I'm just a bit worried that some people are saying that they can't get into the live when actually, yeah, it takes me straight there. So I'm not sure what the problem is. Okay. It takes you straight there to the live, so I'm not sure why. Hassling. Okay, anyway. It's 11 o'clock. I need to get most of this done before 12. My little one has swimming today, so I need to take her to swimming. Doesn't want to stick. Yeah. Let's put that in there. That's a little bit simpler than I expected it to be. And I suppose, you know, I suppose you could make them as thin and as long as you want, because I've seen them where they're super like long. But yeah, pull this bit out. Make it a little longer than wider, but not so much like a circle, so that we can put it in a better form. Centimeters thick. Try not to waste too much of the dough. I think what I might do is just like, you know, just gonna cut that piece and cut that into one triangle and cut these into two. 1, 2. I feel like they don't need to be perfect. They just need to look the way they're supposed to look when you're done. $36. I don't know how this makes 36. Where's my dough too thick? There's not 36 here, that's for sure. My dough might be a little bit too thick. Maybe it needs to be thinner. I've got definitely not 36. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Definitely not 36. Half of what they said. So maybe my dough is a little too thick. But I don't mind it. This is just for fun, really. So not for perfection or selling or. What is she doing? Sorry, there's someone who's trying to come in. What are they trying to do? Okay. I didn't know you had to sign into YouTube. Okay, this is the last bit of it, so let's just get it. Maybe mine are a bit thick. Oh well. We don't need to make them a lot thinner. That's half a centimeter. But that's about half a centimeter. So I think with the leftovers, I'm just going to make a mush up of things. So that I can, you know, not waste. I think these ones are longer. Let's see how they turn out. If they do longer, then they kind of even better. And then, yeah, I'm just going to, I don't know, I'm just going to fry those pieces up because I don't know what to do with them. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that under a wet towel so that we can see. I can check on my syrup. And obviously we're going to need to get the oil going. Let's just check on the syrup and make sure the syrup is nice and cold. Why aren't you staring at the door for fruits? It is cold, it is chilled. We're going to keep it on ice to keep it chilled for as long as possible. So, and I've kept the other one, yeah, and it's gotten quite thick. So we'll see. Let's put some oil on and move the tray over so that we can work from this side. So, thank you. I need to be careful because I don't want this getting more too hot, and I need to be able to work from the one side to the other side. I kind of want to be more zoomed out. Not sure how. Let's see. Okay. I normally have to do it from, which I did not think of, and I don't think my husband did either. This is a very weird contraction that I'm dealing with. Possibly let's turn it around like that. Can you see that? Woo! No, that's upside down. Okay. So there's, oh, goodness. Sorry, I don't mean to make you all feel sick and all the rest of it. But this contraction is something else. Oh, there we go. That's better. You can sort of see what I'm doing between frying, dipping, and I'm going to switch my laptop off, which is where? There. Okay. So you're going to sort of see what I'm doing between frying, dipping, and you know, putting it back there. I want to keep this as far away from here as possible because of the heat. So, yeah. Let's put some oil in. So my pot obviously is much smaller, so I'm going to put a lot more oil in. But I'm not going to do too much. Let's make this works. So we're going to heat it up nicely. Actually, I'm going to use a tiny piece to make sure that my oil's ready. That's what I'm going to do. Switch all of that off so that everyone can see better. Yeah, so you can, from there you can see actually what's potting. That's much better. Perfect. And I'm going to use the tongs to pull them out and dip them in there and then onto there. So they reckon that it needs to be literally straight out of the pot and into the ice and syrup. It's pretty cold, so yeah, let's see how we go. I'm only going to do 2 at a time. We've got plenty of time, so I'm only going to do two at a time because my pot is small. And I know my husband is frantically looking for a decent looking pot to be used, and we don't do deep frying very often, but especially if I'm doing it on live, we like to have nice things. But yeah, this pot is kind of small for when we do want to do deep frying. When my husband's mother is here, my in-laws, she does a lot of deep frying. She's Indian, so there's a lot of stuff that they do that's deep fried. So she kind of needs a better pot too. One that's bigger, because this is very small. This works out perfectly for us, but so I'm just going to use some of the dough to test if my oil is ready. And now, my puppy dog has decided that my foot is the best place to sit on. I'm standing here and she's come to sit on my foot. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're not going to get any tidbits. So as usual, always just be careful with frying and all that kind of stuff because it can burn. I don't like chucking stuff in because of that. So so even when I do falafel balls, I don't throw them in. I have a nice strainer or sieve or whatever you want to call it, where I can lower it in. I don't want, one, I don't want oil everywhere, and 2, I don't want to burn myself. So yeah, I just want to check. I wonder what happens. Does it float like everything else when it starts to? It does too. Oh, look at that, and spinning expand. The reason why I'm only going to do 2 at a time is because it's so small. So if I put too many in here, it's going to bring the temperature of the oil down, which is why I don't want to put in too many. syrup. Okay, so when I just want to check out how long it usually becomes. So these are bigger as well, so they look. Not sure how long you're going to put them in here for. But they say to put it in until obviously they're golden brown. I'm going to say that these are probably not the healthiest of treats to be eating. Because they deep fried like this and then doused in in syrup. So they don't seem to expand too much, but they do expand. Okay, so I'm gonna take these out now. Just want to see how they fare. I'm just gonna pop it underneath because this is gonna get full of syrup. So they all get full of syrup. You see, for me, my experience with Koeksisters is when they have been, I suppose, soaking for quite a while in the syrup, or I don't know, they seem to be just all syrup. So I'm kind of aiming for, having the syrup, yes, but also having like a pastry as opposed to just syrup. Mine, they definitely are too thick, so be it. First time I ever made them. So I think I need to roll out the dough until they're much thinner. And I always worry about deep frying because, if they're cooked inside. I always worry that the dough is not cooked. So obviously with me making them a little bit too thick, that could be a possible problem. But they look crunchy and delicious. I'm just going to pop one on there and one on here. And then I'm going to put in another two so that they can go in there while I quickly dip in here. And I'm going to pop them on there to dry, to cool down. Definitely don't look. Oh, see now, look at that. It starts to bubble. That's why it needs to be when they are super hot. I think those ones are definitely the better of the lots. They were thinner and longer. Oh, amazing. That looks so awesome. Okay. I just hope it is cooked inside. I think they are. Okay, so again, I'm just going to pop those on the side just to drip a little bit of the oil off. They're still super hot, so it's not like they're not. And then into the sugar again. So I think what's happened is that the ice coldness of I can't even explain it to you because it's not doing it when it's not in the syrup. So it must be the ice coldness of the syrup and the heat of the Koeksister, so that it actually, while it's sitting here cooling, it's actually starting to fluff up and bubble up, which is quite amazing. I didn't know that it did. syrup is still quite icy, so I'm not too stressed about that. Because I say that it can get warmed down, but maybe I'm taking a little too long, so it might not warm up so quickly, which is also good. So I'm assuming that Koeksisters basically get made in advance. The syrup and the dough all get made in advance, like the day before, and then get fried freshly the day that you can have them. I do think that the ones that taste like more you're eating a syrup are possibly ones that have been lying in syrup for a little longer than they should be. Not too sure. But this is a new experience for me. First time on my YouTube channel. I don't particularly like Koeksisters that are overly syruped. So I'm thinking that these are pretty nice. I suppose I can always run some more syrup over them, at a later stage. But I don't know. I don't think that should be the thing. Definitely, the Koeksisters is definitely on the thing. Yeah. But these are good. I like them. I think they look good. Anybody in the chat and say hello? Yeah, see me. I might not even land up using the other sugar. Because the ice is keeping this pretty cold, so it's not warm like they are saying it is. That it is. I might just do a double dipping. Second dipping in it, I think that will give it an extra loveliness. And I can get two more left on this tray, so I'm only going to do that, and then I'll do the rest on another tray. So I think what happens is that it does kind of soak. I already see when it's hot like this, it kind of soaks up the sugar quite a lot. I'm gonna kind of just see how it turns out with an extra bit of sugar dip in, and I'll see if I'm able to breaking. I don't want to break any of those. Put that over a bit. Yeah, maybe a double dipping is not a good idea. Oh wow. Okay. So I'm going to need to change over to get a second spray, which I'm going to do over here. Not too. Oh, can I move that here? Actually, I'll move that tray to here. Okay. Put this lot in here. I'm going to go get the other sugar, other one, so that I can use that one and put this one back in the deep freeze. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swap this over to exchange. They look really amazing. I never thought I'd say that. They look delicious. And the double filtering does kind of give them a bit more glossiness. But again, I don't want them soaking up with sugar so much that you feel like all you're doing is biting into sugar, which is not what I want. I know that's probably not what they're saying that you should have. So I have another ice tray here I'm going to use. And let's put in the next lot of stuff. And we've only got 4 more left to pop in here, so it makes it a little bit thicker than I expected. Which is awesome. I think I've got a nice system going here. I don't have to do this as a thing. Not something that I do. The thing. So it's just it, obviously. This is the first thing I've made it. Koeksisters remind me of, planet fairs and fates and theme park pits. Because I feel like that's generally the only place that you kind of really get them. Definitely a homemade thing. Not something that I see very often in the shops being sold as a nice production kind of thing. I'm actually doing the double dipping. I think especially now since with the colder one, does look glossier and those ones. That's going to be fun. It's the last lot. That's definitely the last lot of it. Super boiling. That last bit in there. I think the trick is definitely thinner ones. The taste of it. Thinner ones. If you don't push them too long, they're burning. And possibly a double dipping to give you extra glossiness. But let it sort of, you know, dribble off because I don't know, just for me, I don't feel like I don't want syrup everywhere. I do want the pastry bit. Let's take that one out. Goodness me. Good stuff. Okay, that's super hot. Okay, I'm just going to double dip these ones again, since I can. I've definitely got excess syrup. But it, from what I understand is I can actually, I don't think this freezes the syrup, but I can reuse the syrup. So I can actually put it into a tub and leave it at another stage. Just like leave it in the fridge. It will be super chill. Super chill, then I just would need to make more Koeksisters, you know, the dough. It's not something I make often in this house, so what I might just do is keep the syrup and for when I have a function on at some point soon, and just make them. Then I can reset those. So you can see with the double dipping, I don't know if you can see it very well, kind of makes it more glossy. They did say that you could add glycerine to make it into your sugar to make it more glossy, but I think just the double dipping kind of makes it more glossy on its own. Okay, so that is that done. I'm just going to take the camera so that maybe we could do, I can show you like that, so it looks okay. How delicious. I think that looks super good. Oh, yes, still accident. Sorry, I switched it off by accident. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to up over to me. Sure. So this is what they're looking like. I'm going to bring them over to you so that you can see how. Wow. Oh wow. Obviously like this one I kind of left it a little too long in the oil, so it's a little bit darker, but I think definitely these are what they should look like. I'm interested to know how they taste, but I've never had a hot Koeksister, so I'm not going to attempt to have one now. I don't want to burn my mouth. But this is what we've done. So I'm sad to see that nobody came in to say I want to win this. You could definitely win it. What I am going to say is that if you do watch the replay and you say I want to win this, then maybe you can get a couple What do you think, my love? They look pretty good. I don't know. They're hot, so I'm not sure. They look quite nice. Yeah. They may be a little too thick. But...
Dipping them in coconut?
Huh?
You dipping them in coconut?
No, why? Why would you dip them in coconut? That's not a Koeksister. That's a Koeksister. That's made with potatoes. That's hot. That one came out last. Hey?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Anyway, guys. Let's see. Oh, I've always got to find the laptop camera. Thank you for joining me.
You're gonna raid.
Who am I going to raid? There's no one to raid. This is not Twitch. I might just post on my Facebook page to say that if you watch the replay and you definitely have subscribed and you say and you make a comment, you know, on the replay, you might still win it today. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. When Friday is Friday live, but there might be a change in schedule plan of what I'm going to be doing on Friday live. We might be swapping some things out because we want to get on the ball of other things. So we might just do a bit of a swap out of what was originally planned. But catch me next week, Wednesday, for Koeksisters, which are dipped in coconut and made with potatoes, apparently. So anyway, guys, have a fantastic day and we'll catch you on Friday.